A very good welcome, a big welcome to Jan's Views live stream. I had an idea. I was watching the Portugal match. Didn't they do well, guys? Oh my God. Even without Ronaldo, they did brilliantly. So, anyway, I was watching that and I thought, do you know what? Something sort of crossed my mind. And I thought to myself, what is it that makes a good YouTube channel? Um, so I pondered. I pondered some more, and then I thought, why not just sort of don't just leave it as a ponder? Let's sit down and discuss it together. I thought it might be a good idea. Hello, Safari Dream. How are you? How are you? I hope you're well. Anyway, so I actually managed to schedule it. Can you believe that? I scheduled a live stream. Oh my God. Things are looking up. Things are definitely looking up. Anyway, let's get back onto this. Let me concentrate. Not good at concentrating. So I thought to myself, what is it that makes a good channel? So I've written down 5 bullet points, not in any order of merit. I've put preparation, integrity, presentation, entertainment, and likability. I think they're probably the five most important things that we look for when we're on YouTube, looking for things that we enjoy, something that will, give us a bit of escapism, if you like. And sometimes you can take part, like in live streams. You're freezing in Toronto. Oh, are you? It's not too warm over here in Britain either. Bloody freezing. Let me tell you. How cold is it there in Toronto? I know you get it really bad over there. Anyway, so they are the 5 things. So what I thought I would do is go through some channels. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I've got 10 channels that I'm going to talk about. Okay. Now, obviously, these are my views. They're not necessarily going to be anybody else's views. They're my views because this is Jan's Views. See what I did there? Oh, and before we go on, I just have to remind you of who I am because this is me, guys. Hello there and welcome to Jan's Views. Despite being on YouTube for a few years now, I don't think I've ever done an introductory video about me, about Jan's Reviews, who now is Jan's Views. So I thought, it might be quite a good idea just to let you guys know what gets me ticking. No, it's not ticking over, is it? Anyway, so this is me, guys. So now you've met me, for good or for bad. That is me. So bearing in mind the 5 bullet points I made, what I want to do is to look at each of these channels and both good and bad and just see how they fit in my mind as far as the 5 different things that I look for in YouTube. I hope that made sense. Be the first time, and it'll be the first time that yeah, whatever your views, and you don't shove it down others' throats. Exactly. That's a really good point, because in certain parts of YouTube, it seems that as soon as you show an interest in somebody, you're then categorized. And let me tell you, I've never been categorized. I can't be categorized. I'm my own person, and my views are exactly that. They're my views. And if people don't agree with them, then that's fine. It doesn't mean to say because you don't agree with them that I'm a nasty person, or we should have handbags at dawn, or anything like that. It just means that that is, you disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. What seems to happen in a lot of um, communities, in inverted commas, is that once you show your face in one of those communities, you're then tarred with the same brush, which is ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous, because we all have different likes and dislikes in our lives. And for me, I've always been somebody that I'm quite strong-willed. I think possibly because I see things in black and white. So I've been told. Something to do with my illness. Um, and it's very difficult for me to find a grey area. If I find a grey area, I'm more likely to step away from it, if that makes sense. A lot of channels, if you don't agree with them, you don't belong in their chat rooms. 100%. Safari Dream. And that to me is really odd. Really, really odd. Because isn't it that isn't it a free world? It's a free world for us. It's not a free world for some poor individuals, but it is a free world for us. So if we want to go into somebody's chat and perhaps participate in a conversation, then why are we deemed one way or another? Why can we not just be seen as somebody who feels this about that particular subject? It's like, yeah, I'm glad you can understand that. Um, yes, yes, that's exactly, what I've been told. I don't think I do. I don't know. I mean, if I really assess myself, I guess, yeah, I suppose I do. And I've had people say to me, "Oh, well, you see everything in black and white." I've had more than one person say that to me. So I guess there must be a point to that. There must be a reason why people say that. Um, does it stop me from wandering the halls of YouTube? No, I go where I want to go. And it's also it's weird to me that it's like you're guilty by association, which means if you make friends with somebody who then turns out to be a bit problematic, then you must have exactly the same views as that person. How does that work, guys? How really? No. I mean, I'm an artist, but I don't I don't like all pieces of art. I don't like all artists. There's still artists, there's particularly in the genre of art that I generally stick to, which is abstract. There's some abstract artists that I'm like, "Oh God, no, I don't like that at all." Um but then if I was to find one of their, um, people that liked it, their admirers, would I start having fisticuffs with them? No, because we've all got different tastes. We've all got different tastes. And the same thing happens with with YouTube, surely. So can we please stop tarring everybody with the same breath, with the same brush or breath, whatever. Most of the time it's true, though. Many who chum in the same rooms are either like-minded or pretend to be to fit in. Do you know, I've realised that as well. I've realised that. How childish is that? How childish is that? I mean, I watch a lot of documentaries, and there's one channel that I'm going to talk about a bit later that I really, really love, and it's actually down as a podcast, but you see them talking, and this podcast has the most incredible guests on there, and they're all well, they're not all intellectual, but a good many of them are. And the common denominator that runs through all these people is that none of them were in a gang. None of them fitted in perfectly with what society believes is the norm. So we need to think about that. We need to think of the people that you find inspirational, and think about why you find them why you find them so appealing, and what has made them who they are today. Is it because they, just played with the same children at school? Is it because they went on to join gangs? No, I don't think so. Most successful people have gone through their lives. Um, yeah, it's true. Most of them have gone through their lives independent of other people, and they have their own thoughts, and their thoughts and opinions will more than likely stay the same. People aren't easily swayed, and I'm very much like that as well. So that went off. That went off on a tangent a little bit, but never mind. So we're going to start with somebody that I think is good. This comes under the good thing, title, whatever you want to call it, to me. This is a YouTuber called That Chapter. He's let me see if I can juggle this around a bit. He's a true crime guy. I'm not even on his page. Why am I not on his page? There. That's because I've put Russell Williams in there, isn't it? Let's get rid of the old Russell Williams. Right, now That Chapter is an Irish guy. And some people may find his delivery problematic. I don't. I had to get used to watching him, I must say. But now, as you can see, I have watched every single one of his videos. He talks about horrendous crimes, famous ones like the Sarah Boone, and oh no, that's Stranger Stories. Oh, Stranger Stories is also very good. I'm what's the word they say when you watch every single one of them? I can't remember. But I've been watching quite a lot of Stranger Stories. I like that. I like that channel as well. So let's go back to my list. Preparation. Obviously. If he is doing let me see which one I can click on. Let's click on that one. Of course, we have to have an advert.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this whole video, what we are talking about is the theme of belief. See, we have a story of hoaxes, of non-hoaxes, and stories with a couple of twists and turns in between. See what happens, right, when a person goes through a life-changing ordeal, shocking, horrific. What happens if they go through that and then nobody believes them, and in fact kind of just ridicules you?
Right, so as you can see with Mike, yes, he definitely prepares his videos. So he gets a big red tick for that one. Right, let's just see what you're saying here. You watch a lot of true crime, but my God, the fighting in them is horrible. I don't watch the fighting. I don't normally see any fighting. But yeah, addicted. Um, no, when you do like when you, I don't know what I've forgotten. It'll come to me in a minute. Oh, so annoying. I wouldn't say I'm addicted, but I do enjoy them. And if I find a channel that I like, I tend to make sure that I watch all of them. Yeah. But yeah, so we're back to my list. Preparation, yep, defo. Integrity, I think so. I think he shows a lot of integrity in his videos. Yeah, okay, I was going to talk about something else, but that'll come under presentation. I think presentation is important. I think it's very important for viewers. You want to, oh, sorry, Mike. That's not a very that's not a very good shot, is it? You want to feel that somebody has taken the time to present in a in a enjoyable way. They've just taken time to do it, and I think that's important. Mike presents himself very well. He's got a new backdrop now, which I think is really nice. He's got like a nice blue, like a navy blue background, bookcase. And yeah, I'm happy with that. But do you know what? In some of his earlier videos, he actually had just black around him. So all you saw was his head and his shirt. And he still got to over 1 million subscribers. So, yeah, presentation, I feel, is important. Is it the most important thing? I don't know. What about entertainment? When we look at YouTube, we are looking for entertainment, aren't we? We're normally there because there's bugger all on the TV. And you don't want to watch anything on Netflix. So you think, oh, I'll see what's going on YouTube. So for me, entertainment is very important as well. And the last one I've got here is likability. Is he likable? He's not going to be likable to everybody, and hopefully he's going to have more people that like him to people that don't like him. And when he's got 1.78 million subscribers, it seems like he's got quite a few people that like him. So
they also saw a small security camera taped to the ceiling in his living room, and Aaron said the kidnappers had put that up there too and told him they were watching him.
Okay, so that's one of my likes. Definitely a like. While we're on true crime, I'm going to show this one because I watched this one earlier. And this is one of the things that made me think about doing this today. And this is enjoy unlimited online access to the 1921 census only at Find My. No, we've got an advert again. How annoying.
Celebrations began with a real touch of class.
Okay.
In every glass. A dazzling display with a...
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and thank you for joining me for another true crime video. And today's video is once again about a new and ongoing case.
Right. The other person that I really like in true crime is Stephanie Harlow. Sometimes I find she goes so deep into the crime that it can sort of upset you. You know, there have been times when it's quite upset me, especially when she talks about children, which she quite often does. I'm very family orientated, so to hear her talking about you know, crimes where children have been hurt or worse, it's a struggle for me sometimes, and sometimes she really goes deep, deep into it. And yeah, but having said that, I still think she is a very good channel. We'll go back to my list, which is preparation. Yeah, she obviously prepares. You can see she prepares. She has her drink ready, and I think at the beginning of her, um, what's the one? She has coffee time with coffee, what? Coffee and crime time, something like that. I'm so good at this. Anyway, she actually the intro is her making a cup of coffee. That's what I was trying to get to. But anyway, she again is very, very good. I like her voice. She's got a voice for radio.
And to be honest with you, I am starting to experience a bit of grief fatigue because it seems like every time I come up for air after covering one horrific case, something new and equally horrific is happening in the world. And I have no doubt that many, if not all of you, are feeling exactly the same way.
Yeah. So I think she's excellent. I do. There's another true crimer, just so that you know. Oh, actually, no, that chapter is Irish. So, yeah, there's an English girl I like, but I might show her another time because I've got quite a lot to get through here. So, if I do another one like this, then I'll be sure to add her. I've got good and bad and good and bad. Okay, some of you will probably guess which ones are which, but I just thought it'd be a good idea to put it in a video. And as I've got Streamlabs, no, I haven't. I've got StreamYard. I thought do it on a live. It's just easier. It gives me the opportunity to show you what I've got, and that's important for me. So they're the good so far. They've ticked every single one. Okay, every single one of my 5 bullet points. So that's a good thing. So let's now move on to bad. Now, I'm going to say bad with a question mark because I'm not too sure whether he's good or he's bad. Stop it, Stephanie. Yeah, no, you've had your bit. Stop it. Right now, the next one, I don't know if he's good or if he's bad. Okay, here we go. Let's what am I doing? I'm not going on that one. I'm going on that one. Okay, look who we've got. Now, is this person good or bad? Let's see how he fares with my bullet points. Okay. Now, the specific one we're going to look at is Peter Vlogs, because he used to vlog a lot before the car accident, and he used to basically his vlogs were about him driving around the streets of Indiana in the dark. Most peculiar, guys. Most peculiar. If you want to check out my views on on said vlogs, check out some of my older videos. I used to do quite a few with the old Don Mon, as I called him. So I'll let you decide whether he's good or if he's bad. So let's start. Let's look down and see. He's quite good with the well, is he good? He's quite interesting. As I see the Hustlers going live. Maybe we should. Oh no, is that on Twitch or I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Let's see. So he's quite good with these old titles. I can't handle this. I can't. Hi, Zoo. Look at me twice in a week. Can you believe it? We're talking good or bad on YouTube. You can have your say. I don't mind. Nobody gets barred from my channel. If you want to come up, you're welcome to come up. But yeah, welcome. Right. So let's look at his thumbnails to begin with. So, and then we'll go through the checklist. Right. I can't handle this. Don't borrow trouble. I don't know what that means. I don't remember this. Addressing this. Oh, interesting. Drama. See, he's still talking about Shane Dawson. Why? Is Shane Dawson still on YouTube? I don't even know. Oh, the drama. Oh, the drama. Oh, and then the last one, 14 hours ago, time to change. Before we dip into that, I noticed actually he's getting very few views. I've had more views than that. And my channel's tiny. I mean, look, he only got 3-4 for Don't Borrow Time. Perhaps people looked at it and went, what? What? And even the one, I don't remember this, 3 days ago, you only got 2.7k. I've had more than that, guys. So, does that mean Don Mon is in trouble? So let's just have a peeky boos and see. Time to change.
Hi, I'm Michael Conway. I'm the founder of Clothes to Order.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back in the forest of love.
Yeah, lovely. Great.
How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm good.
It is currently 7:22 p.m. Let me take my, I'm in my comfy clothes. Let me take my boots off.
Oh my
Here,
God.
I have been stomping all around the living room, getting all kinds of stuff done.
Right. Let's go down my checklist. Preparation. How much preparation do you think he's put into this video? Hasn't even taken off his boots, guys. So he gets a big on that one. Okay. Zero presentation. Let's carry on.
I woke up today. I have to tell you guys, I woke up. Shh, this is a secret. So I stayed up very late last night. And you want to come up over here? Come here. Come here, sweetie. Come here, bud. Come here. I stayed up very late last night.
So we're a minute in. And he's like, he hasn't even related to what this video is meant to be about. Time to change. What, changes shoes? Changes boots? I mean, what? Let's shuffle on, because he does take quite a lot. He takes quite a while to get into what he's meant to be talking about. Listen. I know it's a secret. He woke up. Absolutely. We didn't know that. So now we need to look at integrity. Okay. That's the next one on my list. Let's see.
Yeah, he said, I want to be in the video. He said, I love the video of love too. The video of love. Is that what this is? You didn't eat any of your dinner tonight.
Okay, so we have this conversation with his dog. So let's go back to the clickbait. Time to change. Okay, if I was the dog, I'd be a bit worried. What, you thinking of changing this dog? Do you know what? He's learned from a long time ago that if you bring an animal, if you bring a pet, especially a little dog, into camera, into view, you'll probably get more subscribers because they, we like animals. I love animals. Would that make me want to watch him? No. But hey, I suppose I can see this is quite cute. Is that?
He said I didn't like it. Did you eat your breakfast? He said I ate. Oh, do you know that word now? Breakfast? You ate your breakfast, but did you eat your dinner? Dinner? He knows that word.
Oh my God. Okay, we're going to have to move up a bit more to see if he's got any integrity. Hang on. Here we go.
So this woman was walking down the street the other day. She was walking her dog. It's like a pug. And the pug had those little like rubber like booties on, that they look like what do you call them? Like balloons. But then you pull them up over their feet. And here, honey, I'll move my boots for you. There you go. Daddy will move his boots so you can.
Integrity. Okay, he's got a dog. We are 8 minutes in. He's still talking to the dog. He's talking about a dog. Integrity, I think, also has to do with what you've named your video. Yeah, how you've entitled your video. So he's entitled his video "Time to Change," but as yet he's not spoken about it. He's still, faffing about with the dog. So he's very close to getting a on integrity, but I'm going to give him one more chance. Okay, we're going to go up to the 12-minute mark. Okay.
That happen in our neighborhood, wouldn't we? But of course, our neighbors would have to offer us all kinds of delicious treats like pumpkin pie, pecan pie, sugar cream pie, pumpkin bars, lemon cookies. What else do we like? Grilled cheese sandwiches, hot tomato soup, macaroni and cheese.
Right, okay. I think I'm going to give him for integrity. Sorry, guys, but I am. Presentation. What do we think of presentation? I realise that he can't drive around anymore. Mind you, was there much presentation there? No, he just had his phone up on the dashboard and would just waffle for a whole hour, a bit like I do. I waffle for on my live streams. That's what I do. You're boycotting him, are you? Exactly. That is disgusting. Isn't that disgusting? Doesn't he realise he's in camera? Stop it. Anyway, so presentation. Right. As I was saying, I realised he had a bad accident. He can't drive around now. So he's sat in his room. What he has done is surround himself with plants, which to me is a good thing. I like plants. I don't have that many live ones because they don't live very long in my house. I've got a lovely poinsettia at the moment my daughter gave me, and it's thriving. But other than that, I don't have a lot of plants because I'm all right in the garden, but I'm not great with house plants. I forget to water them, guys. Do you know, I have to agree with you. Yes, it is for the best that he's not driving around. Do you know what? I hate to say this, but it was an accident waiting to happen. For me, it was an accident waiting to happen. But yeah, and rest in peace, the poor man who lost his life. That's all I can say. I do best with plastic plants or pictures of them. Same for me. Same for me. Anyway, so what do we think, guys? Presentation. I think in this particular video, I think he could probably get a mark for presentation because of the plants. I mean, yeah, he's got plants around him. generally speaking, do we feel that Don Mon bothers much with presentation? I would say no. So I'm not going to give him the full 5 marks for presentation. I'm going to give him 2.5 because I'm feeling generous. And that's because of the greenery. That's it. What else can I say? Plants are good for the soul, but my house plants don't do well. Same with me. Absolutely. Can I ask you something innocuous? Were you the one that asked me to do more Peter Mon? And if so, how happy are you right now? Oh dear. With a few drinks, he is doable. Do you know what, Safari? I used to watch him regularly. I don't know why. I can't say that I would sit down and watch him, but I would put it on and just go about my business and listen to him waffle on. But that was a long time ago. Let me see. Oh no, it wasn't you. Okay. But you love hearing you talk about anything. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you very much. I can talk about anything, but I'm trying to sort of structure my live stream so that it's not just me waffling on about anything, even though I can. I can, trust me. So we're now on to entertainment. How entertaining are we finding him, guys? Personally, I don't find him entertaining in one bit, and I think that's because I'm just completely flummoxed as to how he's got such a big following, how people can believe what he says, and how he just seems to regurgitate the same old stories over and over and over again. And then when he went on to the reviews thing, I just found that unbelievably bad. So you're in agreement with me. Not entertaining. He makes you grumpy. Okay. And I think I'd rather watch paint dry. Do you know what? It's funny you say that because as an artist, I love watching paint dry. Oh my God. So the last one we need to see now, is he likable? Let's skip up to here a bit. Oh, look, he's going to put some glasses on. So let's go up to here and see if he's likable.
Is HelloFresh worth
After
the
the
price?
adverts.
Absolutely. I just love the idea of having my meal.
I don't know what I want. Okay.
Doopy-doopy-doo. Oh, come on. What?
Let's see what people said about me reading the comments.
Okay, all right. I'm stopping there. Used to watch him every day, even him flicking through magazines in like 2017. Now I cannot stand him. Do you know? I'm the same. I'm the same. I couldn't. I used to quite like the magazines, and back in the day I tried it a few times. So I think there's some I quite like that. I think it's quite entertaining because it means that you don't have to go out and buy the magazine yourself. So I thought that was quite a good idea of his. I don't know if he still does it. Anyway, so we've got to go back to the list because I've got so many to cover and we're already on 40 minutes, guys. We could be here all night. So likability. Not for me, guys. Not for me. So there we go. What do we think? I can be mean, but hey. So now we're going to go back to good ones. Now, I've mentioned it on a few occasions, but I love aviation. Can't help it, guys. I just do. Now, let me see if I can just show you. There's two major aviation channels I really enjoy. And if I do this again, I will make sure that I show you the other aviation channels. But the two I'm going to show you now are this one, which is called Big Jet Big Jet TV with Jerry Dyer. Honestly, he's a British guy who oh, what's that bit there? Okay, he's a British guy who he filmed. He's a plane spotter, obviously. On your last live, did you get that link I put? No, darling. What was that? No, I didn't. What was it? Anyway, so what I love about Big Jet TV is he's a Brit, he's a Londoner, he's got a great sense of humour, he's round my age, and he says a lot of the old sayings that I used to say and or I grew up with, and I just love his enthusiasm. He has an incredibly infectious enthusiasm towards aviation, and I just love it. So I fully understand that you may not like it yourselves, so I'm not going to play much of it, but I think I may play this, which is weather alert, Storm Arwen, the weekend. So let's see what this is about. Come on.
It's not just targeted key relief, it's race you for another mile. Volteron, the joy of movement.
I just made my first sale!
Oh, God.
Every day, hundreds of businesses get their first sale on Shopify.
Noise that kind of sounds like the tyres screeching, but I don't know. I might be completely wrong, and if I am, then Frankie, you got it.
Look at this. Watch this.
Oh my God. Go on, Sam.
This is when he's in Heathrow and there was a storm. He got 7 million views on this. He went viral.
Yeah! Big, local wind behind
Okay, we have to go back to the list, don't we, guys? Right, preparation. Yeah, he does prepare, because what he has to do, he has to go to the airport. He's got a van. He's got it's not a great big van, but he's got a van, and he's set it up that he can get onto the roof of the van with his camera, and that's how he films. So yes, with his videos, he's very, let me go back to his channel. With his videos, he's very prepared. He has to be, especially as he does international feeds as well. He always does them live, although he started chopping them up now. Like That one, heavy departures at Heathrow Airport, this one here, 5 hours. 5 hours. He stood on that van. He is so dedicated. He's absolutely amazing. I just love him. And so, yes, he does an awful lot of preparation. He also, in my opinion, has the best outro ever on YouTube. The absolutely best outro. So yeah, he gets preparation. Yeah, ding. I should have a bell I ring, shouldn't I? When they pass. Okay, integrity, 100%. 100%. Presentation, yes. I mean, you don't have to be sat in a studio with, lights around you and the best ring light and the best microphone and everything like that. But you have to present what your channel says it's going to present. And in my opinion, he presents it. I'm now going to look for something. I've had an idea, guys. Oh my God. You won't Adam and Eve it. I've had an idea. I bet I haven't got it in here anyway. So yes, presentation, yes. Entertainment, 100%. 100%. So that deserves a... Oh, that's not exactly what I wanted. What about this one? 100%. Yay. Thought it was going to last a bit longer than that, but it didn't. And likability. Okay, he's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Are any of us? I mean, we can't, not everybody's going to like everybody, are they? And for me, I find him very, very likable. And so for me, yeah, 100% likability. But I am also aware that not everybody is going to like the same people. So, yeah. So you've passed, Jerry. Well done. Now, what I want to do is go back to his outro, because you guys, he has the best outro. So I think the best way to find it is for me to go on here and put in there, because you should, where is it? I think it comes out on here. Right, we ready for this? No, I'm such a twat. I haven't showed you that, have I? I've just played it. Honestly, if I had a brain, I would be, well, I could reach the stars. I'd be amazing. Right, I'm gonna show you it. I'm determined. Yeah, let's go back to that. Let's see. Did he finish on that one? Because I want to show. And I'll tell you what, he has. Let me stop that. He has at least 3,000-4,000 on every live stream. And we never have any problems. We never have any trolls. It's just people that love aviation. And there's pilots on there. There's avgeeks. And yeah, we don't have any trolls in there. And I just think, yeah, that's the way it should be. It is the way YouTube should be. So, yeah, there we go. Right, I'm going to go back to the end here and see if he puts on his... Oh, he hasn't, Jerry. Normally he has a... Oh, we'll have to go back. Right, let's see if we can find... Did he do it on that? He won't have done it on the short ones, will he? Let's see. I'm going to do it on... popular vids. That one. No. This was a I think that's an advert. That's it. Right.
You're watching Big Jet TV.
How amazing is that, guys? Okay, I have to I have to be careful that I don't stick to it for too long because you'll be bored out of your minds. But that's it excites me. It keeps my attention. If I'm in my art room, I've got a TV in there and I have it on a big screen in there, and I watch it, the YouTube on the big screen, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, there are some nice communities online. Yeah. It's important, that you find that, because it would be too easy to get involved with the people online that have a habit of just making the world look black, guys. So this is where I'm not going to go on to the other aviation one that I had lined up, because I think I showed you enough of Big Jet TV. So, but what I do want to show you is something. This is like the opposite of what we've just seen. So I think we know what we're going to talk about now. There's actually two channels I'm going to talk about. The first one is this one. It's a ban evading channel. and as you can see by the picture here, it's the same person that I have spoken about on numerous occasions. And I'm not going to talk that much about him now because I think I've said everything that needs to be said about this individual. And no, I mean, to be honest, he just gives me the worst vibes. And not in, not in a good way. But I'm going to go down through my list so that we can see how he fares in on my list. So the first thing was preparation. Do we think he prepares for his audience? Let's see. He's actually on a live at the moment. Shall we have a look? Shall we pop in there and see what's going on this live? Let's see.
Wow, Christmas trees on every block.
Okay, so he's got 25 people watching, which is a bit of a come down apparently. He doesn't get very many people watching when anymore, because most people have come to their senses and realized he's just like, well, he's just a horrible, hate-filled drunk. So we're going to go down the list. How well do you think he prepared for this? What he's actually put as the title is doing stuff. Okay, so he could be doing anything, couldn't he, really? I suppose. Would he get a tick for that? Has he prepared himself? I need to see a bit more.
I love artichoke. Artichoke pizza, marinated artichoke, stuffed artichoke.
Okay. His vlogging. Now, yeah, yeah, he got dressed. That's something, I suppose. Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with that as well. So his vlogging. Now, if you look on my channel, you'll see that I've gone out vlogging. I've vlogged sort of locally. I've vlogged when I've gone abroad to Paris and Germany. I've vlogged when I've gone into London. None of my vlogs look like this. None of them. One of the problems I would say with vlogging is you got to keep your camera straight. So this is so hang on, I'm sticking to my list. Okay, preparation. He does no preparation. He does absolutely none. No preparation. The reason I played the Black Lives Matter thing is because he's still doing it. Now, when he was doing his videos at home, or when he does his videos at home, he does have a certain amount of preparation. He has to reach down to the floor, pick up the wig, shake it of all the bugs or whatever, dust, cat's fur, that may have congealed on top of it, and then he has to put it on. So there's a certain amount of preparation there. Maybe I should just give him one. Should I give him one for preparation when he's got his wig on? As for going on the streets of New York City, has he prepared for this? I would say no, because with the way he's shaking, either he's had a bit to drink already, or he needs to recognize that walking up a street with a shaky camera is not a good thing. It's a bit like being in a roller coaster, and I don't like them. It's just not fun to watch. He's just walking around. You were showing and educating us on your surroundings. That's true. I mean, he lives in New York City, okay? I don't know New York City. I don't know how far away he is from any place of interest. But there must be something of interest. There must be. So why is he just walking up the streets like this? And there's nothing to... This could be any street. Look. What? It's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Oh my God. There's not much else I can say about that. Okay. The other thing I wanted to look at is integrity. Integrity. Has this man got integrity? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, let's go up here. He's in the shop. Hang on. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hang on. Here we go. Oh. God.
Yeah. Most people saw what happened.
Okay. Has he got integrity? Do you know what I can't understand is how people would want to sit and watch that. I mean, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I tried to make, you know, my videos, whether they're art videos, whether they're pre-recorded, whether they're live. I try and make them as interesting as I possibly can. But this is not interesting. This is not interesting, Hussey. Has he got integrity? No. No. In my opinion, and this is my opinion because this is Jan's views, my view is that he just does it for money. He uses his platform to beg money from people that are foolish enough to invest any amount of time in watching him. And so that's his integrity. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. The next one is presentation.
See, he ain't wearing no umbrella. Let's see how that.
Oh my God. Presentation. There's none. There's no presentation there, guys. Absolutely none. So, oh, I can't even be bothered. So, presentation. Entertainment. Okay, let's be entertained. Here we go. Let's be entertained.
No, stalls. Where's Bush? Do you guys see it?
Okay, do you know what, Safari Dream? I agree with you. He does live in a very rough part of New York City. And I think because some of the people that watch him maybe don't live in big cities, they don't really know anything about big city life. Those of us that are used to living in big cities, we know what it's like. We know the rougher areas where, you know, the shops are like this. And I mean, just look at the floor. The floor is disgusting in this shop. Look at it.
You want me to trash the shelf?
I mean, how is this entertaining?
Hunts? Let's see.
Look at the
Let's
floor.
see, I don't know. I didn't see it in the other grocery store neither.
So what he does, he just walks around and talks with it. No. Okay, entertainment. And likability. there you go. So that's that on that. Okay, you have those areas. We have them in areas like Little Italy or Chinatown in Toronto too. But wow, they are dirty. They are, aren't they? And they're places that people, not everybody that lives in a city has enough money to just frequent, the best shops. We all know that. But I think, the irony with Hussey is that he tries to give the impression that he's very high and mighty. But then he shows videos of him walking around these stores that are just awful. I mean, yeah, obviously bargain basements. Look at the floor.
Let's see what they got. Let's see.
But I'm asking you. Yes, I think. Listen to me one more time.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why he's in the bad. He's in the bad list, guys. No surprise there. Another one in the bad list. For slightly different reasons, but he's definitely in the bad list. Is this delightful person.
I got no excuses. Somebody was grilling me about my mental health earlier. I don't know what that matters. I mean, somebody asked me about like 5 points of BPD. I don't know. I got scars. I got a scar going from here to here.
This individual I was first alerted to, a long time ago. Mainly because he was always attacking other YouTubers, and I didn't like the way he portrayed himself. I thought he came across as being just a yuck kind of person, and my thoughts have not changed on him whatsoever. I still think he's just awful, disgusting. So on this one, the reason, I put this one up because it's actually on my downloads, in my downloads, and I think that's because I did do a video about him, where he was saying that he had BPD. I didn't like that video because, in my opinion, he doesn't have. Well, he's actually said that he's undiagnosed. Yes, that's negs. Yeah. He actually said that he was undiagnosed. So I was in one of his chats and I actually asked him, I said, well, you say you've got BPD. I said, can I ask you what your traits are? He didn't know what traits were, which answered my question, really. But this was in response to what he'd said. Now, I'm not going to play all of it or a great deal of it because I can't stand the sight of him. I can't stand his voice. And I still believe him to be a racist, POS. So, but I wanted to, let's see how he ticks off my 5 bullet points. Yes, he is amazingly. Yeah, I do not get it. I just no. Anyway, so I thought, well, I could have shown you the video, but if you look on my channel and look for Jan's Views and Eggs, it will come up. He most definitely is. Most definitely is. Yeah, I agree with you. I can't. No. No way, Jose, can I even stomach watching them, listening. It's a very hard pill to swallow. It's just, I'm still perplexed by it, guys. I have to be honest, but hey, each to their own, as they say. Anyway, so this is how he is responding to me calling him out on his BPD claims. Oh, and now I've lost.
Here to here, here. I got one on the inside of my leg. It's about 6 inches long and about that wide, where I took a piece of glass and jammed it right in the inside of my thigh and ripped my leg open. Let's see here. I've got scars under most of these tattoos. I got scars under, yeah, pretty much everywhere on my body, on my chest. I've been to the hospital because I sliced myself up 60 times with a razor blade in a drunken stupor in my early 20s. So I don't know if that would be a one of the bullet points somebody needs to know about my mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't really need to say anything more about that because I have done a video about that. So if you want to hear what I had to say, then go along and watch that video. I'm with you, Safari, something innocuous. I try to watch positive content as much as possible. Absolutely. And I feel as an artist, it's important to do that because I can't create if unless I'm in a certain frame of mind. And watching somebody like this or any of the other bad people that I consider bad channels would not put me in the creative frame of mind. So you read their threads, do you? I can't even be bothered. So what was I gonna say on this? We've got to go through the list, guys, haven't we? Me too, Jan. I have to be in the right mood and headspace. Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be anything jolly, jolly holly sticks or anything like that. I mean, just putting on one of my aviation videos is great for me. I can paint to that. I can even paint to true crime if I'm honest, but I can't paint to somebody like this. No, because he just winds me up like a top and makes me want to throw my TV out the window, guys. It wouldn't be good. There would not be a good outcome to that. So we have to go. We have to go back.
I haven't self-harmed in 10 years, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
somebody's, I just think that, I don't know, man. I'm not.
Oh, God. Anyway, preparation. Do we think he prepares? Sometimes he prepares. So I'll give him 1. Okay, 1 out of 5. Integrity. My cat, my little Asker, has more integrity than this man. Who's? Oh dear, I'm going to sound really dumb. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Christian McVie. I don't know who that is. Tell me. So, next presentation. Well, I suppose some people might like his presentation. Not for me. Not for me. So it's a from me. Entertainment. No. I have that. I have more entertainment in my little finger, guys. Truthfully. And the funny thing is, he calls himself a comedian. He calls himself a comedian. Oh my God. I'm not going to play any of his crap because, no, it's just not funny. It's not funny. Oh, from Fleetwood Mac. Oh, okay. Do you know that's one of that's a group, a genre of music that I never really got into. I realized they came out, many, many moons ago, and I sidestepped them. I've heard some of their music, but I've never been into them, and I'm not about to start being into them, uh, to be honest. But yeah, they were big, weren't they? Yes, I heard about that. I heard about Kirstie Alley. I quite liked her. From what I'd seen, quite liked her characterizations rather. I didn't know her as a person. But yeah, rest in peace, Kirstie. And oh, is it? It's your all-time favorite band? I know they have a huge following, don't they? I know they do. And, maybe I should have listened to them. But, when you're sort of growing up and you listen to certain bands and other bands you don't really listen to, they were just a band that I didn't really listen to. But I know that they were musically, they were very, very good and, or excellent in some people's views. And, yeah, it's just something that sort of slipped by me, which is, rather peculiar. Yeah, they were massive, weren't they? Yeah, weird, isn't it? Because there's a lot of bands that you perhaps wouldn't think that I was like really big on when I first got into music. I first got into music in my teens, I would say in my mid-teens, when I think I must have been in a situation where I was looking for something something, let me say, other than football, although that was the same time that I really got into my football, but, it was a time of great trauma for me because of my living situation, and music and football, running alongside together, were what kept me sane, and I suppose at the time I would listen to music that friends would play for me, and I used to get pocket money, and every week I'd go down to the shop and buy, a 45. Um, and so I know music was very big for me, and at the time, my first um music that stuck with me for all my life and will always run through my veins was the Jackson 5. I think because I could relate to them in as much as they had the same kind of skin as me, and whereas nobody else had where I was living. And so they really did mean a lot to me, a massive amount to me. And so for like the sort of middle um teens, they were so important to me musically. And also there were other people that came onto my musical horizon at the time. One of them being Neil Diamond, surprisingly. And I loved his album Hot August Night. I just thought that was incredible. Actually, I don't think that came along. I don't know if that came along around the same time. Um, but I had two loves in my life. One was music and one was football. And I loved them with such intensity that they managed to get me through um, some of the hardest years of my life, um, which is a good thing. And I don't know, I just don't think Fleetwood Mac ever really came up. I liked certain individual songs. Yes, I like Motown, but not in the same way that some people do. I liked At the time, I picked songs that really, really resonated with me, and like War. I can't remember who sang it. War. Da, 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 absolutely nothing. Say it again. Can't remember who sang that. That was one of the songs. I also, I'm trying to think. Um, I don't know whether this is the same era. David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust meant an awful lot to me. I just thought it was incredible. 5 years is just out of this world. Um, So yeah, music really does mean a great deal to me, and it's not something that I often talk about because it means that much to me. It's a bit like some people have religion um and they find it hard to talk about it because it means so much to them. Music is like that for me. Football's a bit like that for me as well, but not quite as much as music. Music is, yeah, it's something that helped me from through very difficult times in my life. And it's funny because when I was older and I was in relationships where I needed help, music also helped me through those times. And yeah, so music is very, very important. Yeah, Edwin Starr, of course. Yes. So that would be probably on the Motown label as well. Sweet Caroline. Yeah. It's come out again as well, Sweet Caroline, because one of the who is it who sings it? I think it's a Lioness song. Anyway, yeah, it's a football song, I think, or something like that. But yeah, yes, it is. I'm glad you understand that. It is really um personal, and I don't know why. I get so emotional about it. Um, but yeah, it is, and I think if you are a real music lover and you remember when it first meant something to you, it can take you back to a place that, it wasn't very pleasant to live through, and music just helped you. I remember when I was like, oh, how old would I have been? 14, 15, when I would come home from school and go in my room, and I had one of these really old record players with just a ridiculous amount of treble on it. I don't think bass was even invented then. But I would whack out those sounds. Um, and yeah, until they just took over my being. And unfortunately, can't do that as much now because, I don't want to upset the neighbors. And sometimes I do in my car, but I think when you're, I don't know if you guys feel the same, but when you're really in that music space, you can't talk to anybody and you don't want to hear anybody, do you? It's like, it's just about that music and about how every single word and every single nuance in that piece of music hits you in the right area, which is the soul, basically. Let me see what you've put here. We need to get rid of him, don't we? The Beatles song "Something" was sent to me in an email to me by him the night before he died, and to this day I cannot listen to. Oh God. But do you know what? You could look at it in a different way, Safari. You could sort of think that was sent to me as a gift from him, you know? That's what I would think. I think, it's sent to me as a gift. Uh before and oh, I see. I thought you meant John Lennon. I'm such a twat. I'm so sorry to hear that, Safari, and I can fully understand that. Yes, I can. But you could still think that, couldn't you? You could still think that's my reminder of the love I had. That's my reminder of the man that I loved. If you could possibly turn it around. I know it's difficult. I know. Do you know, um, do you know, when Michael Jackson died, I was in, what did I say when you're grieving? Anyway, I was, for a week. I had to take a week off work. because it meant so much to me. And I couldn't listen to any of his songs. And I don't know how many years he's been gone now, but I still struggle to listen to his songs, which is stupid because that's a legacy that he left for us. And yeah, it is 100%. To love is to grieve, 100%. But I think I would, I do believe, I don't want to talk religion, but, I do believe that things happen for a reason. And I don't want to get all philosophical here because I'm probably boring the things off you. But I think, I would try and look at it. I would try and look at it that it was sent to you at that time, for a good reason, for something to help your soul, which obviously was grieving at the time and, will grieve forever. But yeah, it's not easy, is it? It's life can be such a bloody awful experience. He lived in East London and died there too. Did he? I used to live in East London. Well, I lived in Ilford, but I worked in Stratford. So I'm quite familiar with that area. And I lived in Leytonstone for a while. Are you British then, Safari Dream? That's interesting. Was not a big Michael J fan. I know we all like different people though, don't we? We don't all like the same people. So I think we can actually say, we're still going down this list.
Why would I lie about it? And I'm just not using an excuse.
Shut up. Likability, zilch, nada, none. Right, get rid of him now. He's gone. Oh, you're Irish, are you? My ex was Irish. Which part of Ireland are you from, Safari Dream? Which part of Ireland? And your fiance was from Ilford. I lived in Ilford. I think it's changed since I lived there. I lived near, was it called Victoria Park? I lived in that end, which was sort of near a Barkingside. Oh, your family's all in Belfast. Oh, okay. Yeah, my son. You're in England, I take it. Oh, are we all Brits in here? That's not a bad thing. Yeah, we Brits know what we're talking about, don't we? What was I going to say? We're talking about the Irish. My ex, came from Southern Ireland, from Tipperary. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. He should have stayed there. Oh my God. You'd have to pack up and move away to another country for a few years. I would too. Where would you go? Where would you go? I would have to go to a hot country. I would, because I'm done with this cold weather. I just can't. Listen, most of my brethren are in Jamaica or America. Why am I over here? Jeez Louise. You live in Italy. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's where you'd want to go. One of my besties is from Italian. Well, her parents were Italian. I think she was born over here. But she goes back to the family village every summer for the whole summer. Where's she come from in Italy? I think it's northern Italy, Vicenza. You want to go? What? Someone say, I hate the heat, but don't like the cold either. I think I'd live better with the heat. I really do. Somewhere cold like Iceland, really? Oh, no. Oh, for some reason your heart is... Do you know, my friend said to me, oh, you'll have to come with me one year, Jan, when we go. And I went, Well, how do you? And then she sort of told me when she goes, they sort of drive up the mountainous roads and everything. And I said, "Do you know what?" I said, "You're not going to get me in any blooming going up any of these side roads overlooking the mountains and going up the. No, I'll stay here, thanks." I'm such a boring fart. I really am. But yeah, no, I think if I could choose somewhere, I like I went to Lanzarote once. That was nice. That was nice and hot, but very sandy on the beach. When the and windy, very sandy on the beach. Well, yeah, that's what makes it a beach, you're plumb. But yeah, I have been to a couple of hot countries, Spain, Palma Nova I went to in Mallorca. That was fun. Iceland. Oh my God, sweet Lord. Well, I've lived in -50. Oh my God, no. Okay, you come back. Make sure you come back. In the meantime, I'm going to have a music break because I need to go and have a drink because my mouth is really dry. So I need to go and have a drink. And then we're just going to finish off with another good and another bad. Okay. And then a good. So we could be, I told you this is going to go on quite a long time. So let's have a bit of music. Yeah. Oh, that was nice. Enjoyed that when I got some more drink. Right, moving on. My God, we've been on for an hour and a half. For goodness sake, mother. Anyway, let's go back on to the goods. The goods. This one I like. This is one of my arty ones. This is somebody that I watch when I am painting. Quite often he's moved on to shorts, which I find a bit annoying, to be honest, because I like the long ones. I like to have him on in the background while I'm painting. He inspires me. Where's he from? I've forgotten. Where's he from? Anyway, the name of the channel. Right, the name of the channel is Color by Felix. I think he's from the Ukraine. I think it's someplace like that. And I just think he's a phenomenal artist. I really like him. I like what he does. And he just inspires me a lot with his artwork. Look at this. Now, So this one is how long? An hour and 15 minutes. So I'll just stick him on, right? Oh, I've got another advert. I'm going to keep the sound down because then I can't remember if he plays music. I don't think he does. But I just think he's very inspirational for me, even though I don't paint these kind of pictures. He's still very inspirational. You prefer long form for the same reason? Yeah, I just do. I just he started doing shorts, and which I think is a shame. So anyway, on he comes. Here he is.
Artists sponges. You can get them at Michael's or maybe even online. So we're going to need this for adding bushes, and I'll show you how to do that.
He is so inspirational, and what I also like with him is, anyway, going down through my list, it'll become apparent why I like him so much, because he gets a big tick on just about everything, guys. Preparation, yes, the guy obviously does prepare. He prepares properly because he's an art channel, and we're not going to have him playing with his cat or his dog or his missus or whatever. He's going to be going straight to the point. And he doesn't do these live. No, he doesn't. That was silly. So yeah, preparation, big tick. Integrity, absolutely, 100%. 100%. There's no doubt about it. So where's my big where's my big sound that's gonna say that one? Let's see if this works. What? That's not really what I wanted, was it? I don't seem to have any bells. No. Not going to work, guys. That's not going to work. So I'm just going to say, yay! Yes! Great for presentation, entertainment, 100%. Oh my God, I do make myself laugh. And likability. Well, I think he's very likable.
Placement of the windows is correct.
See, and hello, Whimsical. I haven't seen you around for a while. Oh, isn't it? Isn't it wonderful? The teddy hoodie. I'm going to be showing some at the end of the video, if I've got time. But yes, I know. I'm really happy with them. Also, I've got a discount on those at the moment because I think I put them in the launch time collection. So you get a reduction, and if you're in America, you get free shipping. Because I'll let you into a secret, guys. This Shopify site I love for my artwork. I love that I can do all over prints. Hang on. Where are we? I love that I can do all over prints on the items. A lot of the other printers, they don't do that. So the design only comes in a box. That's no good for me. I need it as an all over print. So most of the shipping at the moment comes from America. So if you're in America, you get a bloody good deal if you shop for me from me, because I'm not charging you shipping. Okay. So yeah, there's that. So, but if you're over here, it's a bit of a problem at the moment. I'm looking for European or British printers that offer the all over print facility. At the moment, I've not found them, guys. So what I'll say is we are going to have to pay a bit extra for our goods over here, because the only places I can find, or that Shopify offer us, the only printers are in the States. I mean, I've ordered from the States before now, and and got the goods and been happy with them, but it's just a bit annoying for me, really, because I'd like to have places where it's easier, so that my customers don't have to wait so long if they're over here. Let's see. Okay. Yes, please do. Please do. Just recommend. But anyway, so let's get back to Felix. Now, well, presentation, yes. Entertainment, yes, 100. And what I was going to say was, you don't often see his face when he's painting, but I still think he's a very likable guy. He's only a young guy. There's him and his girlfriend, and his girlfriend does all the the internet stuff, and I just think he's a wonderful painter. He's a great teacher. He explains everything. So yeah, top marks for Felix in my book. Anyway, that's how that's what I think. I can only, as I said, it's Jan's views. It's my opinions. Okay. Okay. Ugh, bad. Do you know what? I've been on for too long. I'm not even going to bother going with the bad. The bad are the fatties. Okay. Those girls, two in particular, Foodie Beauty and ALR, absolutely no preparation, no integrity, no presentation, no entertainment, and no likability. So I don't even have to go through that, do I? I mean, it stands to reason. So, yeah. So I'm not even going to show them. I'm not even going to show them, because I'm talking forever. So, and the good, I want to say, for those of you that like a good podcast or like an interesting podcast, you cannot beat this man. Okay, I'm just going to show you this. The channel is called Diary of a CEO. Now, Diary of a CEO is this man here, and his name is Stephen Bartlett. Now, those Brits amongst you will know who, or may know who he is. Here he is. That's him there. Okay. I love this man. Look at all the videos I've watched of his. I just think he is a wonderful interviewer. He allows his interviewees to talk. He asks them interesting questions. He presents his show brilliantly. So, number one, presentation, 100%. This is the one that I watched. Look, you can see how many I've watched. I started on the Labyrinth one, but I finished it on my phone. So, in my car, actually. So, yeah, it's, for some reason, it's not come up on there, but most of them I watch all the way through. He gets some blooming good views on them, and it's not surprising. I've not watched that one, Jay-Z, Jordan Peterson, Gary Neville, Liam Payne, which I couldn't even be bothered to watch, Molly May, Peter Crouch, Louis Theroux, Charlie Sloth, and Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry, I couldn't stop listening to it. Couldn't stop listening to it. The man is so interesting. He is absolutely incredibly interesting. So if you like You should definitely watch him. Let's see the good. Yeah, I much prefer to watch good. Absolutely. So I just play a little bit. I don't know what he's like about, you playing things, so I'll have to be careful. Right, are we starting at the beginning now? Everyone's heard of Stephen Fry, yeah? Very interesting man. Very clever man. This is what I was saying. This goes back to what I was saying about people staying in their own lane and trusting in their own beliefs, I guess, and just being who they are.
And really what I first wanted to do was to take my life.
He's a comedian, an actor, and a national treasure.
He's a director, he's a writer. I'll probably miss things out.
He's master of language.
And tonight's my night.
I was a deeply difficult child. My parents sent me to a psychiatrist when I was 14. I started doing weird things. I was sent to prison. So the best I could do after a disastrous childhood, I decided, was now concentrate on getting into care. That changed everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Fry.
I tell you, it's just incredible. I think that's probably one of my top ones. There I've actually put a message on there, guys, just so that you know I'm not talking out of my backside. And I put on there. Oh, someone replied. Okay. I loved this. I found myself hanging off his every word. His descriptions and explanations are presented in such detail and depth of knowledge and wisdom. He really is quite enlightening and inspirational in so many ways. As an artist, I was enchanted by his thoughts on the mind of an artist. He was spot on. One of your best guests to date. Thank you so much. I loved it. I loved it. Now, if you look, I'm not going to play it all through. But Stephen Bartlett. This is Stephen Bartlett. There. Okay, that's Stephen. He's only just turned 30, I think, and he is exemplary. That's all I can say. He's an entrepreneur to the highest degree. He didn't come from money, but he just had the mindset. He came over. Excuse me. He came over to England with his mother, his Nigerian mother. I can't remember whether the father was around. But I don't know. It's all about the mindset, guys, and I find certain people very inspirational, and I keep my boys watch him, and I'm so glad that they watch him, because I keep hoping that some of it's going to rub off on them, because it is all about mindset, and it's all about believing in yourself. And yeah, you're going to have highs and you're going to have lows, but you also got to believe on the human being you are. Believe on your soul. Believe what your soul tells you. Believe in, it's so easy to be negative. It's so easy to be negative about yourself, especially when growing up. That it's hard, life's hard. And for me to see people, especially young people like Stephen Bartlett, who have done absolutely wonderful things, not only for himself and his family, but also for other people, because he gives out an awful lot of wise words and good advice to people. So yeah, I'm so glad my kids, all of them, watch him, and because we all feel the same. It's a hard life, and it's so easy to take the wrong turn And I mean, I count my blessings that, you know, there were turns that I took that didn't lead to much happiness, but they didn't involve things that would like drugs or excessive drinking that would turn me into a completely different person. I won't tell you where they led me, but yeah. So I'm going off track here. Let me just say, Adam Buxton's podcast with Louis and Joe is my fave thing. So heartwarming and silly. Who's Joe? Who's Joe? I really like Peter Santanello. Ah, I've seen him. I know. I've seen him. He's on YouTube, isn't he? Yes, I've seen him. There's another guy that I like who does similar things. It's called Indigo. Oh, Jesus. What's he called? Indigo Traveler. He does amazing videos. Maybe I'll talk about him next time. Yeah, maybe I'll talk about him next time. Because I quite like doing these because then we can talk about other people, can't we? Are you enjoying yourselves in here talking and discovering other channels other than the crap? Because there is so much online and there's so many wonderful channels out there that you don't have to look at channels like Negs or Hussy or the Fat Girls. There are really genuine people online. So I have to say, for preparation, yes. I've forgotten his name. What's his name? Stephen doesn't have like, you know, okay, his backdrop is fairly generic, but it's clean, it's attractive.
I'm so fascinated by people's foundations, their earliest years, their context, because it seems so apparent that that ends up shaping who we are and who we become and our orientation in life. So as I read through your story in your earliest years, it was an unthinkable roller coaster ride of twists and turns. But what do I need to know about Stephen Fry's earliest years to understand the man that's sat in front of me?
Well, yeah. Okay. Lovely. Presentation, you can't beat it. I mean, he's good to look at, and I don't mean in a sexual way. I mean, he's good to look at. He's got a nice backdrop. So he's got obviously well prepared. He asks good questions. So that's why I like him. He has integrity too. Another great big tick. That's important. And that's what I try to get across when I do my live streams, how I'm, you know, I am who I am. You know, there are several sides to me. I can't help it. But I am, you know, I do have integrity. I don't talk, you know, I don't talk untruths. And sometimes I'm blunt, sometimes I'm too blunt. But, you know, it's me. And so to see people like this, like Stephen and all the other people that have got the great big ticks today, is because you can believe in them. You can believe that they're not, you know, giving you BS. And I think that's really important. And I think it's crucial to having a good YouTube channel. So obviously he's got good presentational skills, entertainment value. I think it's incredible because, as I said, he has wonderful guests. I've read out some of the other guests he's had on there. He's had amazing guests on there. And what I like about him is he gets them to open up. He gets them to relax. So just skimming past here, he's got the early context. Then he's gone into the credit card fraud that got Stephen arrested when he was a teenager, feeling like an outsider, going to Cambridge, why acting, where happiness really comes from, how can we change who we are, what has changed from the core of your younger self. I mean, the questions are wonderful. So the preparation of these podcasts is, yeah, second to none. I know he's got a team of people, but you could still have a good team of people and be crap once you get onto the screen. You may forget your questions, a bit like me. You may be all over the place, again, a bit like me. But when you get to know the person, or you feel like you know the person, you can sort of, forgive that a little bit, can't you? And I think that's what Peter Mon thrives on. He knows that, a lot of these people that have been watching him have been watching him for a long time, and they think he's cute, and they think he's funny, and they think he's this, and they think he's likable. So, each to their own, people like different people for different things. And but for me, I have a very serious side to my personality that is fed information from, people like this. And I like that, and I think it makes a more rounded person. If you aren't blinkered in any aspect of your life. So then Stephen goes on to talk about the lowest moment in his life, manic depression, your relationship with social media, depressive lows. Why have you been successful? Are we all artists? I'd like to play some of this because I loved this. I loved this.
Bloody minded. They bite the hand that feeds them. I'm pretty easygoing. If a commissioner wants me to do something, I'll ask him how he'd like it done. I'll try and put my own voice into it, my own tone into it. But I don't have the artistic drive to make it something out of me. There's a fantastic confidence and supreme, almost contempt for society that artists have.
Do you know what? I loved hearing what he had to say about artists because I could so relate to it.
And that's why they're so unpopular with the Daily Mails and the bourgeois people, because they don't please, they don't provide what is comfortable or easy, what people would like, or pretty, or, it's always, that's disgusting, throwing a pot of paint into the public space. That was said 150 years ago. It's always been thus, and artists are special.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
I like makers or craftsmen, artisans, who make beautiful things, whether it's shoes or, Tom Daly knitting a nice pullover, whatever it might be, is a beautiful thing to see. But art is, to me at least, and it may be a part of the kind of education I've had and that has privileged art above all things, but art is special to me. It has a special place and does special things. Usually very simple. And that's the genius of an artist. We die. We, the flesh, this case we have, dies and rots. And we know this. And most people don't particularly like to be reminded of it. Artists find it the most fascinating thing in the world. So even if it's Van Gogh showing the petals falling off the sunflower, there's death in there. And as for Francis Bacon and indeed Damien Hirst and almost all painters, they paint death. They paint the truth about what we are becoming. And painting is sometimes the last bastion against death. I'm going to make something permanent because everything else dies. That's, again, that's Shakespeare's sonnets,
Do you know, he's so right there. He's so right. Because I've always, it's like I said the other day about I could never be a baker, because how can you make something so beautiful? How can you make like a show-stopping, beautiful cake, and then somebody comes at it with a knife? See, when I make something beautiful, I could not. It would kill me to see somebody destroy it. So yeah. And to hear Stephen Fry say that, I thought, oh my God, by George, he's got it. He's absolutely got it. that's what it is. You know, I've painted um I've painted paintings that have come from a dark place in me, that I've put words on that I thought were, dark. And I've had people say, "Oh my God, that is so beautiful. That's so pretty. That's," and I'm like, "What? No, that's come from a dark place." So, as an artist, you do realize that not everybody sees your work in the same way. And it's quite fascinating to me. It's quite fascinating to hear other people's perspective of your artwork, because your art comes from your soul. And I try and make my art. Well, I don't try and make it. I can't help it. A lot of my artwork is very floral. It's very sort of, colorful, and I love flowers, and so yeah, Floriana is everywhere. But I want to come back to that story, to that actually. But I've also written poetry, which is, very dark. And I've done paintings that are very dark. I have one hanging on the wall at the moment, which in my mind is quite dark. But other people don't see it as dark. And I find that really, really intriguing. I remember when I lived in the house I lived in before I lived here, my neighbor, who went on to become one of my best friends, I loved hearing what she had to say about my artwork, because it was always so different. And I always remember I showed somebody the other week. Somebody the other day saw a piece of my art and said, "Oh my God, I love that. I love that lady there. I love the way you put that lady there." And I was like, "What lady?" So it's like, and that's what's so fascinating for me. And it's part of the journey that you go through as an artist. And sometimes you can be a bit disappointed, because obviously if it comes from a dark place, you want people to recognize that it comes from a dark place. You don't want people to think, "Oh, well, that's nice and flowery, and that's nice and this and that." So in a way, you sort of have to learn to accept that other people will see different things in your artwork, especially as an abstract artist, which I am. I feel much more comfortable painting abstract. I can paint, and I have painted portraits. I've done landscapes. But I don't feel, for me, they don't have the soul in it. I can't, it's difficult for me to sort of paint anything soulless. To me, it has to mean something. Whether the viewer sees it or not, it still has to come from a place of creativity. I suppose that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, anyway, what am I talking about? My artwork. Oh yeah, I was talking about what he had to say. So to hear Stephen Fry recognize what makes an artist, and I'm not just saying, "Oh, it's because I'm an artist and he thinks I'm wonderful." No, it's not that. It's the fact that he understands the mind of an artist. We're very complex people, It's a bit like anyone in the entertainment business, which is, I've been in that as well. And we're very complex. We're very complex people. And that's why a lot of comedians have mental health issues. I'm not going to, talk excessively about that, but yeah, there's so many different types of people out there in the world. And I like that. I like eccentric people. I don't like run-of-the-mill people. I don't like sheep. And that could be because I've never been one. So maybe I can relate to that. But anyway, getting back to Diary of a CEO. Yeah, it's incredible. There must be somebody that Stephen interviews that you would like or you would be interested in. And some of these people tell the most incredible stories. Labyrinth was a very interesting story. I knew him as a singer. I didn't know much about him as a person, but after seeing him being interviewed, I've got a different insight into him, and I find, that's what I like. That's what I like, and that's one of the reasons I love YouTube. I'm not saying if I'm working on new designs, I might put something crap on, like one of these crappy I have to be careful what I say, but drama channel things, just to have something on to sort of lighten the load of my mind, maybe. I do. And like last night, I went into a live stream where I don't think I was particularly welcome in there, but I found it quite interesting. And I said a few things, and a couple of people were like, oh, God, da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, I don't give a toss. If you don't want me in here, I'll go where I want to go. I'm my own person, for God's sake. If you haven't realized that by now, then the issue is with you. It's not with me, because I've never hidden anything about myself. And either you like me or you don't. And it's no skin off my nose, really. It's just that I am who I am. I am what I am, Let me see what whimsical, and then I'm gonna have to go, guys, because this has gone on forever. Banksy popped into my mind when he said that. I like Banksy's attitude. Yes, Banksy is. I love the story of Banksy, that he's anonymous, that he goes around with his spray can and creates these pieces of art that, artistically may not be the most difficult to produce. But the thing with Banksy is his story, and he's there for the good. He's very, you listen. When Banksy speaks, you listen. In as much as when his art speaks, you look at it and you think, yes. Yeah, I like him. I would like to meet the man, Banksy. I would like to know who he is. I would like to know what type of person he is. Is he antagonistic? Is he sort of shunned by society in his real life? I don't know. What do you think? I think it would be really interesting. Very interesting person. And as an artist, I think good for you, matey. Good for you. I like that. Let me say, I just wanted to respond to this one, which was about Lady C. For you over in England, what do you think about Lady Colin Campbell and her videos? Do you know, I must watch her. She was in The Jungle. She was in one of our programs, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And I liked her because I like eccentric people. She's got a voice. She's not afraid to use it. And I found her intriguing. So I can't really answer your question because I haven't watched her videos yet, but I will do. And maybe I'll do another one of these good or bads on YouTube live streams and discuss what I think about her. It'd be interesting. So I must remember that. I must try and watch her. Sometimes I like her, but there are times, I don't know. Yeah. Was she in The Jungle or was she in Big Brother? I can't remember. Exactly. When he did the piece he sold at Sotheby's, that was designed to shred after the purchase. Some rich bugger spent millions just to see it shred itself. Oh my God. They stopped it, but it left me. Yeah, I think I remember that. I like him. I think he's anti-establishment, which again, I like. I like people. Anti-establishment. Oh, you're debating if she's legit. Really? Why? What part of her do you think is not legit? That's interesting. So anyway, getting back to my list before I go, entertainment, yes, 100 for Diary of a CEO, and likability, 120. I don't know why I put 20 on the end of there, but I have. Right, she's always thought-provoking. I love people who make me think. Yes, I like that as well. I like that. Very much so. Oh, I'm so glad you came in. All of you. I'm really glad you came in. I waffle, but I try and have something that I want to talk to you about. Some sort of thread that runs through it. Her talking about the Royals and being an insider with them. Is she for real or is she pretending? Do you know what, Safari? I don't know. I think she was a Royal. But I think she's sort of, like if she was like on your family tree, she'd be on the outskirts, so to speak. But I can't really speak of her videos because I've not watched them. But yeah, that's a really interesting debate to have. If I do another one of these, or I think I will do another one because there's loads of channels out there that I think you would definitely be interested in. Some people may be surprised that, that's what I like to watch. She never spills as much tea as you'd like. I spilled tea in copious amounts. I'm not scared of anybody. I say what I like and I do what I like. Her book, Daughter of Narcissa. How do you say that? Narcissa is excellent. I have a sister who is a covert narcissist. Lady C's mother was similar and her observations are spot on. Oh. That sounds intriguing. I'm going to have to write that. I'm going to write that down in my book. Lady Colin. Is that what her channel's called? Lady Campbell. Right. Big asterisk there. Yeah, I can't remember whether she was in I'm a Celeb or whether she was in Big Brother. Not that it really matters, does it? But anyway, guys, 2 hours. 2 hours I've been talking. Yeah, just look up Lady C. All right then, I will. And in the meantime, I'm going to go, guys, because I need the loo, and my mouth is drier than a nun's flip-flop. She has a daily video. Oh, I'll have to get into that. Oh, thank you so much for Safari. Do you go in there? Do you watch her daily? Or do you just sort of dip in every now and then? Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Listen, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Safari. This is what I like. I don't. Yeah, I can get involved with spats, this, that, and the other. But do you know what? I don't. So boring. Yeah, it's been nice to hang around with all of them, with all of you. And yes, I am going to watch her. Definitely. And maybe I'll go live in the next few days. I'll see. But I quite like doing these. I quite liked looking at the other creators, putting up some of the awful ones. But most importantly, looking at the nice ones, because at the end of the day, that's what I like YouTube for. I like it to learn, to feel that I've got an insight into somebody who's interesting, and and I come away feeling inspired. And I think that's what YouTube should be about. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to wish you all the very best. Until next time, just take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.